Okay, so for journal activity number 6, I decided to do a sense of wonder from chapter 10 of the workbook. This activity was to keep a dream diary or journal throughout the week by writing down the dreams you have when you wake up in the morning or in the middle of the night. So this is a little hard for me because like when I wake up abruptly from like a bad dream or something, I try to just block it out and go back to sleep right away. Otherwise, like I felt like if I took the time to go on my phone and write down what happened, like I'd have a really hard time falling back asleep. But for some reason, throughout the week, I was able to remember the dreams. I don't know if it's because like I knew I had to remember them for this activity or if it was just because they were on my mind. But yeah, I'll share them with you and a little bit about what I guess goes on at night. So I was excited but also a little nervous to participate in this activity and be vulnerable about everything. I am going through a lot of stuff in my life, as I've talked about before, and there's quite a bit of uncertainty, and this is unfortunately spilled into my life. So although that I'm dealing with the stress and anxiety in a healthy way through counseling and medication and talking to others, my mind still explores on its own when I'm asleep, and this can cause me to have bad dreams or not get quality sleep, and then it's just like a trickle-down effect of, being tired the next day and sleeping, and yeah, so each night I love to stay in like a same routine of getting ready to go to bed. So I'll go to the bathroom and get ready and brush my teeth and like do my skincare routine and everything, and just kind of make myself feel good with that self-care and look forward to laying down and going to bed instead of fearing laying down and going to bed and having bad dreams and thinking about bad things. So that's something I'm definitely dealing with, but once I lay down, I take CBD pills to try and help me fall asleep more quickly, and I will also turn on like a funny TV show to help me redirect my thoughts. So if I don't do this every night before bed, I have a much harder time falling asleep. So this is kind of just something that helps me prepare to sleep at night. So on the first night, as I laid down and closed my eyes, my mind began to race. Instead of feeding into those negative thoughts, I started imagining my hopes and my dreams for my life. So as soon as my mind starts to go down like a dark hole about things, I'll like kind of like talk to myself, oh, I can't wait for this, or I can't wait for this. Can't wait to travel, I can't wait to have a family. And shortly after that, I ended up falling asleep. And I remember my first dream being about having a family. This is something I've always fantasized about. I've always loved kids. I've worked in daycares. I've been a nanny. I just feel like that's my calling. I know this sounds crazy to some people because most people fantasize about having a professional career or traveling or money or materialistic things, but I don't know. I feel like I just have this love and knowledge to pass on to my kids someday, and I'm excited to do that. So I can't recall every part of my dream, but what I do remember is like having a child and bringing them around my family. And then the happy dream like took an immediate 180-degree turn and turned into a nightmare. The nightmare woke me up with tears in my eyes, like I was sweating and I was like crying, and like I feared going back to sleep. And part of this dream was something I'm going through in my life. Like I feared that my family member would not be able to be around my family because of something, something that's going on. And after this dream, I stayed awake for 2 hours because I couldn't fall back asleep because I didn't want to fall back into the dream, and I was just scared too. So this was really interesting for me to see like the way the brain works and like the subconscious when we're sleeping, and finding different techniques that I can use while sleeping or during the day, so at night I sleep better. So that's just one of the dreams, and I talk about it a little more in my paper in more detail, but so far I really enjoyed this experience. It was vulnerable, but it was just like real life. Like everyone goes through it, so yeah.